Good morning, everyone. I am Angelica, the reporter, and I am with Lanie Flores. Today we are going to discuss about teaching and assessment of literature studies. When we say literature is important for students because it helps them to develop their imagination and creativity, improves their language skills, and also enables them to appreciate the arts. It also helps in developing emotional sensitivity and gives them a taste of beauty. Lesson 4 is Teaching and Assessment Poetry. Competency 4 is Teaching Poetry Interactive. Introduction Teaching Poetry. Teaching poetry is somehow a challenge, especially for novice teachers, but guided with the right teaching paradigm. Literature teachers can do interactive poetry teaching in class. When we say teaching poetry is a reliable material to develop the students' language and literary skills. However, teachers face challenges while teaching English through poetry. These challenges can be viewed in three aspects: the student's proficiency level, the teacher's teaching method, and the selection of the poetry text. Reading poetry helps children appreciate simple ideas through figurative language and gain a deeper understanding of stories outside of their own life experiences. By providing a window into the thoughts of others, poetry has the power to increase empathy and provide a new perspective of the human experience. So, poetry is an effective and reliable material in teaching English language. In this lesson, the pre-service teachers will learn outcomes-based education in the teaching of poetry. The heart of outcomes-based education is the constructive alignment of the three salient components of the plan. We have intended learning outcomes, and the second one is teaching learning activities, and the last one is assessment tasks. Intended learning outcomes, teaching learning activities. In interactive poetry teaching, once the EL106 are clearly defined, the teacher needs to give engaging activities to serve as scaffolds to attain the learning outcomes. Thus, the learners become active in the learning process. When we say intended learning outcomes, define what a learning will have acquired and will be able to do upon successfully completing their studies. And then when we say teaching learning activities naman, is a teaching method is appropriate if it enables student to practice exactly those skills or cognitive process which they need to achieve the intended learning outcomes. Students will be more motivated as they perceive the activity as meaningful. An assessment task is a tool, device, or constructed situation that creates the opportunity for learners to demonstrate or display the nature and depth of their learning. Effective teachers designed assessment tasks that require students to demonstrate knowledge and skills at man levels. Assessment tasks is also take many forms. Some of the more common written assessment tasks are exams, tests, reports, and essays, which can be completed using the technologies listed below. However, there is a wide variety of other types, both formal and informal.
Next is the three-piece plan. Is a well-structured framework designed to enhance the teaching and assessment of poetry. encompassing 3 key stages: preparation, presentation, and the performance. First is the preparation. The preparation includes the motivating activity, reading the poem, and knowing about the author's life. So here's a preparation. It is the steps or activities undertaken before engaging with a poem. It involves 3 key elements: a motivating activity, reading the poem itself, and acquiring knowledge about the author's life. These steps aim to enhance the reader's understanding and appreciation of the poem by providing context and insight into the author's background. Next is the presentation. The presentation consists of analyzing the poem's form and structure, drawing out the images from the poem, explaining the literary devices used, and unveiling the poem's message. So sa presentation, it is the phase where the focus shifts to a detailed examination of the poem. This involves analyzing the poem's form and structure, extracting the imagery it presents, elucidating the literary devices employed, and revealing the underlying message conveyed by the poem. It's a comprehensive exploration aimed at unveiling the artistic and thematic elements embedded in the poem. And lastly, the performance. The performance includes comparing the poem with another and even doing reflective artworks. So, performance encompasses activities that go beyond individual analysis. It involves comparing the poem with another, likely for the purpose of drawing connections, contrasts, or deeper insights. It extends to the creation of reflective artworks, suggesting a creative response or interpretation inspired by the poem. This space aims to encourage a more dynamic engagement with the material, fostering a deeper understanding and a personalized expression of the themes explored in the poem. Next is the assessment task. The teacher needs to hit the specified skill outcome and, most importantly, allow learners to demonstrate what they learned. Therefore, the performance, not given task or activity, is given primary consideration if the teacher targets quality instruction. So the assessment task outlined here emphasizes the importance of evaluating learners based on their performance rather than simply assigning tasks or activities. The key focus is on achieving specified skill outcome. The teacher aims to ensure that students not only engage in tasks but also demonstrate a genuine understanding of the content. This approach prioritizes quality instruction by assessing how well students can apply what they have learned, emphasizing practical application and skill attainment over mere completion of assigned tasks. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.